So our hope was that he was able to make bond because it is reasonable. It's a reasonable amount of money, but the bond company won't bond him out without.
But even Mr. Brooker, even if you bond out, if you continue to make the bad choices, you're going to end up right back here over and over and over. You know, he's telling me that you want to plead guilty just to get out. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to let you ruin your life. Because when you end up with these assault convictions, you're all but ruined. You know, do you think people hire assault convictions? You think you're going to get a job? You think you want to go to school to study this and that? It's all for naught, because when you start racking up convictions, life is hard enough as a Black young man in society today as it is. And when you start racking up convictions, it only makes the life more difficult for you. That's hard enough as it is. And you're not getting it through. If I go drug test you now, what is the result? Even after months of me preaching to you not to use. I don't want you to answer the question. What I'm trying to break through to you is that I have repeatedly told you not to use. I've told you not to hang with dogs because you're going to get fleas, and not you caught yourself a damn flea. I don't know what to tell you, but here in court, we have resources, right? If you want resources, we're happy to give it to you. We had a kid in here yesterday, giving him resources to get a phone and a tablet. If you want a place to stay, we can find you a place to stay. If you want something to eat, we can get you something to eat. But how on earth can I continue to let you go when, number one, you don't come to court? Number two, you continue to go to the place we tell you not to go. Number three, you continue to pick up cases when we tell you not to, over a damn case of beer and a large pack of candy. Mr. Lestrade, they know you at that Walgreens. Every single time you go back to that Walgreens, you have about every single eye in the sky looking at you every 15 ways from Sunday, watching your every move.
Yes, sir.
Put you down, you know, you're 19. Do something with your life. Don't become a statistic. Ray, I'm sorry. I'm not going to give another PR bump. You know, perhaps, I don't know, but you're not getting it.
Can we at least address the bond, though, Judge? Because I believe the bond's at
Absolutely happy to. I agree that they're high. And what do you think?
Judge, I'd be asking for 500 on each case.
Okay, done. But the revolving door closes today.
Yes, sir.
It goes with you.
Most of the cases that she has.
All her cases are dangerous cases. Assault, ag assault, possession of a pistol. Now she's got a pistol case, committing certain felonies. We don't even know what the felonies are. Do you know?
No, Judge, not at this time.
I only heard of
A bunch of FTAs, at least 2 other FTAs. Now we've got a third. What? You really want me to set you a bond? I want hair. Not going to happen. No, at some point, we got to say when. But, you know, you've racked up a bunch of criminal history. How old are you? How old is she?
She's, I think she just turned 19.
19 and all this?
Was I right about that, Troy?
Correct.
19. Yes.
Absolutely not. I'm in shock that you're 19. And Katie, how many priors are we talking here? At least like 6, 7, 8?
It appears so, Judge, yes.
No, I'm sorry, but I just, you scared me, Miss Britton. Really, I don't think that I could trust you. I think if I set you a bond, it's something is going to happen, or you're just not going to go back. And I'm sorry, I can't.
Judge, did you already talk to him about his non-driving affidavit and all that?
That's why I gotta go.
Just go over there and sign your bond.
Explain.
I told him that he can't drive.
Yeah, I know.
We're nearly 120 miles an hour weaving in and out of traffic.
No, I got you.
I just came back from work, like I had to get half a day, how much did it go back?
My only condition,
Could there be like a curve here or something, or like anything like that? Cause I have to.
nearly 120 miles an hour in and out of traffic.
I'll talk to you in a second.
Sir, you were charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 5th, 2025, the officer was conducting surveillance as part of a traffic crimes task force of motor vehicles racing westbound on Grand Parkway, and the officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling in lane 2 and another vehicle in lane 1. The motor vehicle slowed down to approximately 30 miles per hour before launching at the same time in a competitive manner, accelerating to well over 110 to 125 miles per hour in attempt to outpace each other. The motor vehicles raced 3 times, then pulled into a Buc-ee's. The officer observed the defendant, but was unable to locate the other motor vehicle involved in the race.
So then it says also he picked up a felony evading. He was on bond for a felony evading and now he's picked up this case, a racing?
It looks like that's the case, Your Honor. He was on bond for the evading.
I'm taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive, Mr. Lee. Do you understand? You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what is going on in your life. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. This is an affidavit that you're going to promise me that you're not going to drive. Do you understand? There's a burning building with 50 kids in it. I don't care. Do not drive. You are Joaquin Hernandez.
Sir.
Mr. Hernandez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 12th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to 7000 Gulf Freeway, and another officer had advised that the defendant would sleep in the driver's seat of the vehicle. The vehicle was on and running, and the officer observed a container of beer in plain view in the center cup holder. The officer made contact with the
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge. And the officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, watery bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and the defendant admitted to consuming beer, but did not state the amount. The officer observed a 12-ounce Michelob Ultra cold to the touch and a plastic bag labeled Margarita to go with a straw sticking out of it, mostly consumed, and an open pack of beer in the back seat. The standard field sobriety tests were performed, HGN 6 out of 6. Walk and turn and one leg stand were not performed due to the defendant claiming he had one bad leg. The defendant was read the DIC and declined to provide a sample, and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you see if he has any prior DWIs, please?
Yes, Judge. I see no prior DWIs.
I would venture a guess that it's damn elementary that you're not supposed to have alcohol in the car. I am now taking away your privilege to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive, and I don't give a rat's behind what is going on in your life. If I find that you drive, and I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 children, I can have a contempt hearing, and every time you drive, you can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? Do not drive for any reason. You are Samuel Escobedo. Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 26, 2025, at approximately 12:31 a.m., the officer observed the vehicle on East Sam Houston Parkway turn southbound in front of the officer, making a wide right turn and entering his lane of travel, forcing him to slow to avoid a potential collision. The officer observed the vehicle swaying within its lane and within the vicinity of another motorist. The vehicle accelerated to a high rate of speed of 61 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone, and a traffic stop was then initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant and observed glossy eyes, slurred speech, and odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant stated he was coming from a party where he had 2 shots and standard field sobriety were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 3 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant refused to provide a breath specimen, and an inventory search was conducted and the officer found 2 Modelo's cold to the touch and mostly empty and 1 pint of vodka. Yes, Judge, cold to the touch.
Mr. Escobedo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm now also ordering you not to drive at all. Do you understand? You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months of jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. I don't care what your excuse is. Do you understand? I would think that it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. If I find that you pick up a new case, you become a danger to my city, you consume alcohol or you drive, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, no more PR bonds for you. Do you understand?
Your Honor, if I may, for my client. My client is 19 years old, Your Honor. I've known him for a long time. I know his family, and he works at the refineries right now. It would be onerous on him to not be able to drive, and Your Honor, my client would be requesting if maybe there was some alternative, potentially a machine in the car to make sure that he's...
You know, I mean, he's 19. There's alleged 2 cold beers he's drinking while he's driving. No. I want you to appreciate the absolute privilege it is to drive. It's not a right. You want a right? Take your Dodge Patas and you can do that. No. If after a while you can show me that he appreciates it proactively, right, and I get it, then we can talk. But until that point, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if there's a burning building, you have to save 50 children. You drive. It's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Mr. Ellis, let me read something to you. This is why the magistrate did not give you a PR bond in this case. Defendant on a 3-year deferred for a state jail felony since 3/21/24 allegedly stole CBD disposables. In this case, the witness called to report a man dancing around and waving a firearm in the air at the 5900 Long Drive in Houston, Texas. Law enforcement officers arrived, saw defendant matching the description as sitting at a bus stop, saw butt of gun sticking out of his pocket. Law enforcement officers told defendant to put his hands up. Defendant instead reached for his gun. Do you know how many people die from that very thing right there? Watch the news every single day in America. A young person dies just because of that very thing right there. Law enforcement officers struggled with the defendant as he continued to reach for the firearm, finally got him cuffed after approximately 6 minutes, then recovered a loaded .45 pistol from his pocket. One law enforcement officer injured during the struggle, pushed against the wall of the bus stop, sustained minor abrasions. Could have been another assault of a peace officer, which is a 3rd-degree felony, 2 to 10 in the penitentiary right there.
Should I anticipate the TRES recommending civil report?
Oh. This is a second bond violation report.
And that's why it's
It's a second
2-year.
bond violation. He has an open DWI in another county, and now he's consuming alcohol.
The first one was from 2019, and he didn't have court until they didn't realize or didn't come to anyone's attention until he got this one. And the officer told him, you have something open in Tarrant County, you may want to contact them. That's when he contacted them, and then he told them, yeah, come to court for that. So it kind of fell by the wayside. I don't know what happened.
Sit for something. You get about a list of documents this high from lawyers advertising to you that you have an open case. I have to imagine that he knew about the open DWI in Tarrant County. Now he picks up another DWI. Now we're on a second bond violation report.
He's on probation over there now, Judge, and he'd be on a 2-year probation here.
No, this is not a good deal, man. I think that we're setting him up.
I think once he does the TRAS and if they recommend cerebral court, which they most likely will, I think he'll be getting the help that he needs. I mean, he's 25 years old. So he understands that, he'll have to,
I think that I would prefer to do it first, you know? I mean, I would require, because of the nature, I'm going to do a repeat offender DWI education class number 1. I had no idea that he has an open one. Now he's got 2 BVRs. I don't think I'm ready to do this today.
okay.
Not only that, you're on your second bond violation. You're continuing to consume alcohol, and you have an open DWI in another county. It's unacceptable.
Well, that one's closed now, Judge. He's on probation.
I understand.
He's on probation.
But he's on probation. I mean, he's had it open. He's now on probation, and he's a week ago he's consuming alcohol still.
Right.
I let him go once. I can't do it again, man.
Judge,
I understand that you have to zealously advocate for your client. But it's time. No.
what he was telling me was, and he showed me the paperwork, that the day after the alleged violations, when he was reporting to his probation officer, he doesn't understand how he would have tested positive when they would have tested him the next day. In fact, he actually got tested recently for drug testing. So they're drug testing him there and for alcohol. So I'm just letting you know what.
I have a scram. He's still testing positive for alcohol. It's unacceptable what's going on with you, Mr. Martinez. No. You know, I'm not ready to take this deal now. And I think that it's.
Judge, my only concern is if he goes in, as you know, with this administration, he's not coming out.
Consequences, man. Actions have consequences, Mr. Martinez. You know that. You continue to do whatever you want to do. You continue to consume alcohol. You know, you continue to put other lives in danger. It's unacceptable. I'm sorry, Marcos.
I'm trying to.
I know you are, but there's 2 open DWIs. He's on a second bond violation. It's not fair that I don't hold him accountable like I do every single other person here. I can't curry favor just because he may be undocumented. It's not fair, you know?
I understand.
Yeah, I'm revoking your bond, dude. You're going to jail.
But if he's gonna be evaluated, and most likely he'll get treatment, which is what he needs. Putting him in custody, he's not gonna get the
No
treatment.
matter what we're doing, no matter what conditions I have bent over backwards not to put you in jail. You literally had another DWI open, did not put you in jail. You have 1 bond violation report. I did not put you in custody. Now you have a second. It's now time to pay. I can't let you go again because I need you to understand that we mean business and you're not getting it. Even that you're on probation, you have an open DWI here. You still consuming alcohol. I'm sorry, Marcos. You're going to jail. It goes with you. Okay.
Yeah, Your Honor, I agree with State insofar as this is a simple matter. Where we disagree is, I think a scientist was needed. I think someone who actually has the technical know-how of how this violation report came to be. The state did have the standard of clear and convincing to prove that my client violated this. So far, all we have is a piece of paper that is, at least for right now, is supposed to have been prepared by someone else who is not here to testify. There's no ability to cross-examine them on their expertise, on any notions of false positives, on any issues that a technical expert would actually know about the device. And without that, Your Honor, I think it's very clear that the state failed to prove their burden of proof that my client consumed alcohol. And I would ask that, Your Honor, again, not revoke the bond, keep it as is. My client's here. There hasn't been any warrants for his arrest issued since he's been coming to this court. And in the allegations itself of the underlying offense, there is no allegations of injuries or accident to persons. So again, just taking into account that you need to take into consideration flight risk and safety of the community. Nothing that's been established here in this hearing or outside of this hearing should lead the court to believe that my client is a flight risk or a danger to the community. With that, I'd ask that you not revoke the bond, Your Honor.
And Judge, these devices are used. Say it again. These devices are used all the time.
Well, their use all the time is irrelevant to needing an expert to testify on that.
Absolutely. I absolutely appreciate your tenacity. I have done everything in my power not to revoke his bond. He is on bond for a DWI in another county. He picked up a DWI here. He's had not one violation. On the first violation, I didn't take him in. He had a second violation. I didn't take him in. Now he has a third violation. It would be unreasonable for me not to. I told you that there was no tolerance in this case. You yet refuse to comply with bond conditions. I find by clear and convincing evidence that you refuse to comply with bond conditions, and I have bent over backwards not to put you into custody. But now we have a positive blow. We have someone who has testified to it, and I believe it. So I am now revoking your bond. He goes with you.
We have the positive THC or stuff.
He had a positive THC, right?
Yeah,
As well?
that we sent him earlier this week.
He also tested positive for
THC.
marijuana as well.
Well, Your Honor.
Yeah, this week.
That wasn't, are we still on the record then? On that? Okay. Well, I would also want someone to come testify about that, Your Honor, but you know, that I'll make, I know, but I know you already made your ruling, but I was ready to testify on that because they don't have anything on chain of custody on the test itself, on whether it tests cannabinoids, which delta-8, hemp. There are a bunch of things that are THC related that could pop positive for THC that aren't THC.
Regardless, we admonish him not to put anything in his body that doesn't have any delta whatever. Regardless, it's number 3, goes with you. A DWI repeat offender education class, 3 victim impact panels, 20 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. When should I say we like get that done pretty quick, you know, because he has a real recent violation. So let's do maybe 3 per week for the first now, starting up now, 3 a week.
You could do more. You could have done. Yeah. They have them there.
Well, no. I'm doing this in a specific way so that it lasts for a long time. I don't want you to do all of them at one time. I want to do 3 a week, and that's how we're going to do it because I want them to last for a long time. I don't want you to do them all in 1 or 2 weeks. No. Do you understand? We are going to craft a plan for you. I'm going to have you meet with clinicians. You're going to be evaluated to see how we go forward because, Mr. Manzano, I don't know you. I've never met you before. All I know is how you look on paper, and it just doesn't look good for a 20-year-old. So the idea is that we craft a plan so you don't kill someone out there and end up with a 40-year sentence because that happened not 3 days ago. Do you understand?